Hello, everyone. My name is Christian Zamora Santana, and my presentation will be about the beer brand Modelo. Now, market research. So, the global beer industry is projected to expand by over $148 billion between 2024 and 2028, with a compound annual growth rate of approximately 3.7%. This growth is largely driven by increasing demand in emerging markets with expanding middle classes. Now, in 2025, breweries are shifting focus from extreme flavors to more approachable styles, aiming to cater to a broader audience. Now, sustainability and ingredient transparency are becoming significant selling points, with consumers showing increased interest in the environmental impact and sourcing of their beverages. Now, when it comes to the competitor analysis, Modelo, which is owned by Constellation Brands, competes with major players like Anheuser-Busch, InBev or AB InBev, and Molson Coors. Now, AB InBev has reported higher than expected profits, driven by premium brands like Corona, though it faces challenges in markets like China. Now, Molson Coors has experienced declining growth due to weak demand, particularly during summer months, and Modelo's positioning as a premium yet accessible beer offers an opportunity to capture market share from both mainstream and craft beer consumers. Now, when it comes to consumer insights, well, the consumers are increasingly gravitating towards beers that offer a balance of quality and affordability. Now, there's a growing preference for brands that demonstrates environmental responsibility and transparency in sourcing ingredients. Additionally, consumers are seeking beers that pair well with diverse culinary experiences, indicating an opportunity for Modelo to emphasize its versatility and quality. Now, when it comes to the target audience, give me a second. Now, when it comes to the target audience, the demographic profiling is typically between the ages of 21 to 45, and this tends to be the prime years of consumers who like to drink beer. Now, young adults ages 21 to 30, this age group typically likes to buy beers that are popular in casual social settings rather than formal settings. And when it comes to middle-aged adults, which is 35 to 45, they simply like to seek out beers that they find to appear as premium and reliable, such as Modelo, which is a great choice for those who like a relaxing lifestyle. Now, when it comes to the gender, although beer typically gravitates towards a male audience in general, Modelo has a broader audience of both male and females. Now, the geography. Now, Modelo does dominate in its origin of country, which is Mexico, and in the US, by having the number one selling beer, with a big portion of that fan base being Hispanic and Latino, and also now expanding their markets to overseas. Now, how about behavior analysis? Well, in Instagram, Modelo is very active on Instagram. It has many Instagram users posting with their beer. People of ages 21 to 34 tend to post pics of themselves with Modelo at a beach, barbecue, and travel photos, which aligns with the identity of Modelo. Now, when it comes to TikTok, it has been utilized by many users to post themselves with Modelo in their short form content in challenges and trends. Now, Facebook itself is a big platform, but not necessarily for the younger generation, but for the older generation that tend to be 35 years of age and older. And Modelo can use Facebook to their own advantage for event promotions, contests, and even campaigns for the purpose of community building. Now, when it comes to surveys and interviews, one of the most important and pretty basic questions that I would conduct would be, how often do you drink beer? What's your beer of choice? Trying to get to know the consumer of what they usually pick. And also questions like, when do you usually drink beer? Setting wise and time wise. Just to get a little bit of an idea of what place and time they like to drink, or whether it's on occasion or not. And another question would be, does sustainability and eco-friendly packaging matter to you when picking a beer? Which is a, as I mentioned or probably haven't, but it's a big selling point when it comes to how eco-friendly these big companies are when it comes to the packaging of their beer. Another question would be, do you follow any beer brands on social media? Which is pretty straightforward. Another question would be, what kind of content would encourage you to engage more with Modelo's social media pages. And the last one would be, what factors make you choose a beer brand? Is it the price, the brand, the social media marketing, the packaging, as I previously mentioned, or etc. Now, how about platform and channels? Well, when it comes to the demographics, Instagram does appeal to Modelo's target demographic, with 67% of users aged 25 to 45. Now, Facebook remains popular among this group, especially for event promotions and community engagement. And Twitter is effective for real time updates and customer service interactions. Additionally, platforms like YouTube and TikTok are gaining traction for sharing engaging video content. Now, how about features and trends? Well, Instagram stories and Reels features are pretty much really ideal for showcasing behind the scenes content, such as brewing processes and user generated content, which is basically when people voluntarily post content with the beer brand Modelo. And Facebook events can be utilized to promote local gatherings and sponsorships. Now, Twitter's trending topics and hashtags can amplify brand messages, and leveraging TikTok's short form videos can introduce Modelo to a younger audience through creative content. Now, when it comes to competitor presence, competitors like AB InBev and Molson Coors actively utilize these platforms, focusing on influencer partnerships, sponsored events, and interactive content. And analyzing their strategies provides insights into effective tactics and areas where Modelo can differentiate itself, such as emphasizing, sustainability and community involvement. Now, how about content engagement? Well, content that highlights the brewing process, sustainability initiatives, and community stories resonates well with the target audience. And user generated content such as customer testimonials and shared experiences also drives engagement. Now, how about the metrics? Well, some key metrics I could look into is things like likes, shares, comments, and video views. Now, monitoring hashtag performance and participation in challenges or trends provides additional insights. Engagement rates during live events and promotions are also crucial indicators of content effectiveness. Now, how about case studies? Well, brands that have successfully engaged their audience through storytelling, transparency, and interactive content serve as a valuable case studies. For instance, highlighting a brand's commitment to environmental sustainability can strengthen consumer trust and loyalty. And one case study, for example, is the hashtag This Is Living campaign, which encouraged users to post fun moments with their beer to show off relaxation when drinking Corona. Now I'm onto the budgeting section. So this one's kind of complicated, so bear with me. So the budget is divided into numerous fractions. So the first one would be content creation, which will be $25,000. And this would be for high quality production because investing in professional photography, videography, and graphic design ensures that the content resonates with the target audience and maintains brand integrity. And also diverse content formats, which is allocating funds for various content types, such as behind the scenes videos, user generated content, and infographics, which caters to different audience preferences. And the last one but not least, storytelling, which is developing narratives that highlight Modelo's heritage, community involvement, and sustainability efforts that requires skilled content creators. Now, the second part of the budgeting would be advertising, which will be an estimate of $35,000. And for the reason that is because of paid social media ads. Because when you see platforms like Facebook and Instagram, they are pretty pivotal for reaching the target demographic. And as of May of 2024, the median cost per click, or CPC, for food and beverage brands on Facebook ads is $1.61. And the other thing would be influencer collaborations, because partnering with influencers typically amplifies brand reach and authenticity. And the third thing would be sponsored content, which is promoting posts and articles, which ensures visibility among a broader audience. Now, the third thing would be promotions. Now, there would be things that comes to that plays key factors in promotions, which is contests and giveaways, which is encouraging user participation through engaging activities that fosters community building and brand loyalty. The other thing would be event sponsorships, because aligning with events that resonate with target audience enhances brand visibility and association with relevant causes. And last but not least, sampling campaigns. Introducing potential customers to Modelo's product through free samples can drive trial and adoption. They might like a beer currently that's not Modelo, but just letting them try for free could really make them a new fan and a loyal customer in the far near future. And the fourth category of the budgeting would be analytics and tools, which would have an estimated budget of $10,000. Now, data, the first part of it would be data analytics platforms, which is investing in tools that monitor user engagement, campaign performance, and ROI, or return on investment, which is crucial for data-driven decision making. Another one would be SEO tools, which is search engine optimization tools, which is ensuring that Modelo's content ranks well on search engines, which requires investment in search engine optimization tools. Oh, excuse me. And the last thing is A/B testing software, which is testing different content formats and strategies, which helps in refining marketing efforts and optimal results. I moved too fast right there for a second. All right, now on to the next slide. So now it would be the industry benchmarks considerations. Oh, actually, sorry. I do have one more from the previous slide, which is contingency. Can't forget that one. That one's very important. So the reason why we need $10,000 for the contingency category in this budgeting process is because there could be unforeseen opportunities, which is allocating funds for unexpected opportunities, such as last minute event sponsorships or trending collaborations, which ensures flexibility since we have more money on the side. And the second thing would be crisis management, which is having some wiggle room of money, which allows for swift responses to any potential PR challenges or negative feedback, because anything could go wrong, right? You could partner with an influencer and some controversial thing could happen, and you might need to do publicity, some publicity management right there. And the last but not least would be market fluctuations, which is adjusting to changes in market dynamics or consumer behavior, which may require a pretty flexible budget, which could help you reallocate things in case something arises. And that basically totals everything to $100,000 for the budget, which is a rough estimate, just to be clear. All right, so industry benchmark considerations. So for beverage brands, especially in the consumer packaged goods sector or CPG, marketing budgets can vary based on company size, market presence, and growth objective. So, and according to a 2022 study, CPG companies allocated about 19% of their digital marketing budgets to both search engine optimizations, search ads, and social media advertisements. And given Modelo's established presence, the proposed budget aligns with industry standards, which ensures a comprehensive and effective marketing campaign that balances content creation, advertising, promotions, analytics, and contingency planning. Now, on to my last slide, which is the legal and ethical considerations. So, the first thing would be advertising regulations. And the first thing that plays into that would be truthfulness and non deception. So, all advertising content must be truthful and not misleading. And this aligns with the principles that advertisements of alcoholic products should provide sufficient information about the product's identity, enabling consumers to make informed decisions. The other thing would be age restrictions. So marketing efforts must not target the individuals under the legal drinking age, which is pretty obvious. And in California, regulations do mention that at least 71.6% of the audience on social media platforms where alcohol is advertised must be of legal purchasing age. Additionally, any digital marketing that involves direct interaction with the user should require age affirmation prior to engagement. The other one is prohibited practices. So, California law typically prohibits suppliers from providing retailers with signs, displays, or promotional materials advertising alcoholic beverages, except as permitted by the Alcoholic Beverage Control Act. And it's also a violation for suppliers to pay money or furnish anything of value for the privilege of placing or painting a sign or advertisement on the premises of selling alcoholic beverages at a retail store. Now, the third thing would be data privacy and security. And the first one would be the California Consumer Privacy Act, or the CCPA. Now, the CCPA grants California residents rights regarding their personal information, including the right to know what data is collected, to access and delete data, and to opt out of data sales. Marketers must update privacy policies to reflect these rights and ensure transparency in data collection. Now, the next one is the California Privacy Rights Act, or the CPRA, and this has been effective since January 1st of 2023. And the CPRA expands upon the CCPA, which was previously the thing that I mentioned, introducing additional consumer rights and business obligations concerning personal information. Now, marketers should familiarize themselves with these regulations to ensure compliance, just in case no lawsuits happen. And the third thing would be consent requirements. So, under California law, prior consent is not strictly required to collect email addresses or other personal data. However, businesses must provide transparency and allow consumers to control their information. Notably, prior consent is necessary if selling the personal data of minors aged 13 to 16, and parental consent is required for those under 13. And the last one is ethical marketing practices. Now, the first one would be promoting responsible consumption. Now, marketing strategies should encourage moderation and not glamorize excessive drinking, because brands are advised to balance promotional content with messages that uphold public health considerations, fostering a culture of responsible consumption. Now, transparency. Now, clearly disclosing brand information, including the name, city, and state of the license responsible for advertisements, is both a legal requirement and an ethical imperative. And this transparency builds trust with consumers and ensures accountability. The next one is avoiding misleading content. Now, advertisements should not depict alcohol consumption in a manner that suggests it leads to social, sexual, or financial success. Such portrayals can mislead consumers about the effects of alcohol and contribute to harmful consumption patterns. And the last one would be protecting vulnerable audiences. Efforts should be made to prevent marketing content from reaching minors. Implementing effective age verification systems and targeting strategies helps in restricting exposure to alcohol advertising among underage individuals. And that is the end of my presentation. Hope you guys enjoyed it. And yeah, you guys have a great day. Thank you.